We're talking creative, right? We're talking storytelling. We're talking monetizing. I have this bag of cement over here, yeah, which I brought from home. कड़िए का काम चल रहा था नीचे, तो मैंने उठाया और मैं ये लेके आई. अब मैं चाहती हूँ कि कोई मुझे ये मेरे से खरीदे और मेरे को 100 रुपये दे. कोई है यहाँ पे? कोई है? सीमेंट, पत्थर है, सीमेंट है, कोई खरीदने वाला है? प्लीज़ कम, कैन यू कम दिस साइड? थैंक यू. 100 रुपये, ओनली 100 रुपीज़. सर्टिफाइड है, आपसे नहीं, आप नहीं. ISO सर्टिफिकेशन है, बहुत अच्छा बना हुआ है, रेत बहुत अच्छी है, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा है, और ये 100 रुपये में मैं बेच रही हूँ एक बैग. मैं यारी रोड से लेके आई हूँ ये. कोई खरीदने वाला है? You'll take it? Okay, I'll give it to you after the session. It's yours. Chalo. So now the thing is, if I try selling you something like this, how does this get plugged on? Can you put that, because I can see myself? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to talk about today is the fact that anything that you do in this world today, okay, if you want to monetize it, can you hear me? Anything that you do in this world today, if you want to monetize it, the best way of doing it is to have a story behind it. Okay. So eBay आप जानते हैं, eBay चीज़ें खरीदते हैं. eBay, when they launched, what they found in their findings, that जब उन्होंने ब्रांड लगा दिया, वहाँ पे पिक्चर लगा दिए, फोटोज़, तो इतना बिका नहीं. वही चीज़ के पीछे जब उन्होंने स्टोरीज छोटी छोटी लिखना शुरू किया, the sales started rising. Everybody loves a good story. Okay. तो ये सीमेंट की कहानी है. मैं सीमेंट लाई हूँ, आप लोग कोई भी 100 रुपये नहीं दे रहे. बेस्ट सीमेंट इन द वर्ल्ड, ठीक है ना. अर्थक्वेक जब भी हो गया ना, तो आपका घर टूटने वाला नहीं है, आप तब भी खरीदने वाले नहीं हैं. तो मैं आपको एक चीज़ दिखाना चाहती हूँ. नहीं, आप शुरू मत करिए. दिख रहा है आप लोग को ना? पढ़ भी सकते हैं ना आप लोग यहाँ पे? एक बंद कर दीजिए. No worries, you can read it, you can see it, yeah? You don't need to hear it. It's a story, it's a visual medium.
लेकिन मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं था.
बड़ा प्यारा बेटा है खाली.
So just to illustrate that if I give you a cement and when you see a movie, so stories are very important.
जिस ताकत ने मेरे को दुनिया भर में मान सम्मान दिलाया, वही ताकत मेरी प्रॉब्लम बढ़ गई.
So we are in the business of creating images, and we are in the business of creating stories, and I want to talk a little bit and very quickly. The topic of my discussion is that we need to keep the audience in mind before we do anything today, you know. If we have the audience in mind and we know that we factored them honestly, then we can tell a story, and then we don't have to go running around looking for funds or looking for people to sell it to, because people will come to us. Now, how do we do that? I want to do a little bit of myth busting. Everybody knows that there are only 8 stories in the world. Everybody knows that? Who doesn't know that there are 8 stories in the world? There are only 8 stories in the world. Okay. Google will give you far more details than I would, okay, and far more authentically. And then you can question it, rationalize it, and go through it. But when you distill it down, there are only 8 stories. Boy meets girl, fall in love. Okay. Boy meets girl, and one more person comes into that. It could be a man, woman, or both. Okay. So that's a triangular love story. Okay. Then there is the story of a good guy. okay, who has incredible challenges in spite of his goodness. And then how he stays with the goodness and he stays with his difficulties, but rises up again and again. Superman, Batman, those are the stories, okay? And then you have stories of cunning characters, okay? And such, there are 8 stories. Now, I've been in the content business for a short while, and I find that everybody comes saying that, you know what, this is an original story and this is fantastic. I just want to break a few myths over here, okay? There is nothing like an original story, yeah? There is an original idea, but there's no original story. How many of you disagree with me? How many disagree with me with what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. No, you don't have to agree with me. So who is our audience? Let's sort of try and understand who this audience is. What we find is that the audience is this huge thing that we all think are a problem. Does everybody think that the audience is somebody that we understand? Or how many people in the business today of content, or amongst all of you, who is in the content business? Okay. Do you understand your audience, or do you think that the audience is a problem? I think that the audience is a problem. So audience is a problem, okay, that we are trying to sort out all the time. इसमें 2 गाने डाल देते हैं तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर खरीद लेगा. पहले तो B2B ऑडियंस रहता है, फिर B2C ऑडियंस रहता है हमारा. अच्छा, 2 गाने डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को बहुत पसंद आया, लेकिन क्या है ना, वो केमिस्ट्री नहीं है उनमें, तो no, audience is the problem. I want to tell you that, I'm glad you disagree. No, I'm glad you disagree, because that's a healthy conversation. Is who we are reaching out to, and the audience is somebody that we want, need, and must have, okay? And we are also the audience, right? We're not fools. Is it not? It's not them and us. It's not a separate world. It's a one world. What we found is that the audience loves the familiar, okay, with a little bit of unpredictability, yeah, which is that ये है तो उनको फॉर्मूला है ऑडियंस का कि भैया ये 10 चीज़ों में मेरे को 7 पता है और 3 नहीं पता. बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं कि 7 पता है, और बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं कि 3 नए सरप्राइजेज आए. अगर वो 10 चीज़ों में ऑडियंस ने अगर सिर्फ एक अंडरस्टैंड किया, बोला मुझे ये पता है और 9 नहीं पता है, दे डोंट फील गुड. Okay, so everybody goes back to those 8 stories because there are only 8 stories, right? And what does the audience do besides predicting and wanting to predict in the familiar world is that they absolutely resonate through characters, okay? As we've gone along and we see, and if we do a little bit of research and try and find out what are the films that have worked, okay, or what is the content that is working, it's where the character has been written out really, really well, okay? Story sometimes can go wrong, but if the characterization is correct, then it really, really works. So this is just to illustrate. I thought this was a cool picture, okay, of the audience trying to predict in a familiar world. And if all of you or any of you are writers over here and content makers and content creators, I would say that we must look at the audience as our collaborators. We need to listen to them. We need to pay attention to them. We should never be scared of them. And then there's a wow factor once we understand them. So one of the myths that I spoke to you just now was that there is no original story. There is nothing like originality because it's trying to look for a corner in a circle. But what is original is an idea of how you put together these known stories and what do you do, especially, let's say, in today's time. So, before I get to that lovely slide, Okay, I want to tell you all a very quick story. There was a guy who lived in some village near Narnaul, and उसने decide किया कि मैं जाता हूँ, आसाम जाता हूँ, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में. वो गया वहाँ पे बंदा, और जाके उसको ना लैंग्वेज पता है, वो कॉकरोच खा रहे हैं, वो लोग पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, और क्या क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे. सुंदर जगह थी, सुंदर लोग थे, लेकिन वो एकदम सेटल नहीं हो पाया वहाँ पे. और उसने वो काफ़ी साल वहाँ रहा, और उस एक प्यार हो गया एक लड़की से उसको, पर वो लड़की का प्यार किसी और के साथ था, और दुखी हो गया और बोला यहाँ ये जगह मेरी नहीं है, मैं घर जाना चाहता हूँ. और कैसे भी करके उसने कुछ पैसे जमा किए और वो 7 साल बाद या 10 साल बाद घर गया. आपको कैसी लगी ये स्टोरी? ये सुनी है ना ये स्टोरी आप लोग ने? ये सुनी हुई है. विच फिल्म इज़ दिस, टेल मी? Okay, then Pardes, Swadesh, okay, and what else? Which other film is this? Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to know what comes to your mind? Swadesh. It's PK. It is PK, right? An alien comes to this world, he sees something, he's an alien, he doesn't get, he's like, what is happening over here? The same story. Meets a girl, falls in love, she's going around with somebody else, he says, I'm done with this, and he goes back home. It is a recurring story. I hope I'm making sense over here. I'm breaking some myths. So, why I'm talking about this is because, as we write, okay, as I write, and we're sitting with writers and writing, it's a dark place, isn't it, when you're writing? How many writers here? Please put up your hands. Isn't it a dark, lonely space, right? So the thing is, and then we start badgering ourselves that why am I not getting an original idea? I'm not good enough. People, what I'm writing, people are not liking it. They're throwing this stuff away and say, oh no, you know what, right? It's not like that. We're all good. You guys are great. We're all great. It's just that don't get fixated into originality. Think of a great idea to tell the same story. And I think that if one thinks like that, there can be some kind of breakthrough, keeping the audience in mind. And trust me, then people will come running for your story. They will put money onto it. Similarly, just to illustrate the point of how a great idea can get done, okay? So there are 8 stories, there are ideas. Classically, if you jam 2 ideas together or 3 ideas together, then you can get something wow. Star Wars was Joseph Campbell's work on mythological traditions. It was combined with sci-fi television, and then they added a bit of Japanese samurai films in it, and that is Star Wars, okay? And from there generated some kind of brilliant thing which has made billions of dollars in the world, and that is ideation. So what are the musts? Research, knowledge, and a lot of love when you're writing, for what you're writing. You have to keep in mind the audience needs, desires, uniqueness. You try and make it memorable, and you keep it really, really honest, okay? Really honest. If you don't like it, throw it away or keep it aside, come back to it. We can talk about writing processes in various other spaces, but yeah. There should be emotional investment, there should be a lot of motivation within you and within your characters. You have to have empathy, you have to have laughter, you have to have thrills, you need to invest in your characters, spend time with them, write. And I want to talk about a particular case when I talk about characters, because you're writing, so earlier what I said was that your audience is key, your characters are key, and both are characters, and both are characters, right? So Piku, can you tell me in one line what is the story of Piku? Which one? Constipation. Correct. So basically, as far as I see, this logline of the story is that a cantankerous old man, okay, living with his equally disgusting, cantankerous daughter, okay, having a strange relationship, decide to go back to his home because he wants to think about whether he wants to sell the house or not. He dies, she comes back, and then she starts playing badminton with the driver who took her there. That's the story. In the end, you've seen that badminton shot, okay? But what is it? What is it about Piku that is so beautiful? What is it that makes it so beautiful, memorable, watchable, empathic? Characters. कोई plot heavy film तो नहीं है, गिज़्मोगिरी तो है नहीं है, टेक्नोलॉजी तो है नहीं है, ठीक है? But इतना सुंदर characters उन्होंने लिखा है कि they just envelop you. The story is not about Potti Susu. The story is about the characters. The layering, the ideas are the layering which make it, so Potti Susu comes. So whatever you resonate with, आपको constipation है तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि यार ये तो मेरी story है, मेरे दादाजी भी ऐसे होते थे. Okay? So characters. Use technology, mythological, space, used technology and changed the way Indian cinema is going to work with the kind of numbers and business that it has done. If somebody would have, if he had gone to somebody 5 years ago, 10 years ago and said, this is what I want to do. So basically I want to just end this thing and for your patient listening to me, which is think, write, edit, polish, think, write, edit, polish. This is for everybody. Everybody is a writer, everybody is a storyteller. Producers are storytellers, people who monetize are storytellers, people who write are storytellers, everybody is a storyteller, yeah? So that's it really. And if you write well, and you make it well, and try and keep some of these things in your mind, then I'm sure that you'll see the moolah sort of flowing in, yeah? Thanks a lot.